Wait a minute. Don't start putting up your attendances. Just wait a minute. Is roll number 51 there? Roll number 51. Why have you not joined the Google Classroom? You have not joined Google Classroom. Assignments are already due. Assignment and quizzes. Please join. Please join. Join and complete it. Quizzes. Now, welcome everyone. Now let us. Yesterday, somebody asked me some question. What was that? Form using PHP, I think. Am I right? How to? What was that? How to store data? The what do you call content? The form content in the database, I suppose. Okay. We will do it using PHP as well as we will do it using Java servlets. But since we are continuing with the PHP part, let us first look at it using PHP. So my database is already running. I'll just go to my PHP, what do you call, WAMP folder. And inside this, you people, in the meantime, start putting up your attendances. By the time I start the server and do all those things, you people start putting up your attendance. I think we were using PHP web as the what do you call folder. So in this one, we had a DB insert as the file. So this was our DB insert file. Now what we will do is we will use the same file. Obviously, I mean, not same file. We will use the same code, and then we will have a form. Let us look at this form. This form just has username, password, but apart from that, let us try to have other fields as well. So I'll just rename this form to, let's say, register. Now instead of username, password, okay, username, password, then what is the other thing? Let's say roll. No. We will do one thing. We will try to use the same database which we have already created, or which was already present. I mean, yesterday's class, what we have already seen. We will use the same database. So I'm going to go into my PHP myadmin. And here WP test was the database created by us, and then student is the table. So we will use the same table of student where we have SID, S roll number, S name, and marks. So we will not have this username, password. Let us try to have what do we say? First thing is let's say student ID, and here input text name also I'll use SID itself because it's easy for us to then we will have a roll number. We are creating this field roll number. Let us make it as text itself. So this is just a sample because I'm trying to use the the same students database which I have. So anyway, you can have a different, you can create a different table and do that. But for convenience, I'm using the same database. So this is S roll number, and uh, here, if you can see that we are having these as the column names or attributes for the table. So I'm using the same name, giving it same name over here. This is not a what do you call a mandatory issue. You can give any name over here. It doesn't matter. But why I'm doing this, because it will be easy for me to remember what how the names are mapped. But it's not that whatever column name is there, the same name you have to use it here. It's not that. You can use any name. So then what was the next thing? Let's say name here. We will have S name, and then what is the next thing? Marks. Marks here we will have marks. Marks itself. And then instead of type, I'll just say submit. Submit. And at every place, what I will do is I'll just try to have a break statement. Sorry, a break tag at every instant. So now let me save this. I have given the name of this file as register. So let me come here, open in the browser, slash, I think it was PHP web application name slash register.html. So this is our form. Let me give one more break over here because it's not looking. So this is our form. So when we, whatever we fill here, we click submit, it has to go and get saved in this database. So behind that, we will have a PHP. So instead of using execc PHP, let me save that, say that it is register underscore exec, register underscore exec. This I'll just copy, I'll just copy this. Then what we will do is we will make use of the same PHP file, that exec PHP file which we have. No, this was not the PHP file. DB insert, because since here we are performing the operation of insert, that is what user types in here, submits, it has to get inserted here in the database. So we will use this same example of DB insert. Let's say let us give the name as register exec. Now in this file we need to make changes. Now my database connection will be same like what we have seen, and we will be handling the same this part of if we are not able to get connected. So we will be handling this part. Now we have to here retrieve the values from the user, and then let me save this file. We have to retrieve the values of what user types in here, that is this form, and then we will be able to write some of the query here. So yesterday's class we have seen how to retrieve So we can use get or post method. So I'm just copying this part of the code yesterday's class, and let me place it here. So this way we are using get because here also we have, I suppose, get method. So let us change this to post. Let me change this to post method. Over here, instead of get, we will use post. So over here, we will have to have capital post. Now, we have to retrieve four things: SID, S roll number, S marks, and S name and marks. So SID will be the first thing, SID. So what I'll do is let me just copy this part. The four things: SID is there, then S roll number is there. Next, third one is S name. Third one is S name. Then fourth one is marks. So these are the parameters there, which we are. Oh, marks is there. This is marks. Just a minute. Is somebody named Humaira Tahur, or what? I don't know how. I'm not able to spell. Is she in our class? Then can you please inform her to join with the MJCT ID? She's trying to join with what do you call, from outside, and it's just giving me pop-ups, and it's very annoying. So just anybody can, if it would be much better, anybody can inform her to join from the what do you call? Okay, fine. Anyway, where were we? Yes, we were trying to retrieve the parameters of all these four. This one. So here we had retrieve all the four parameters, and post we are using because we have post as the method. So depending on get or post, you use that particular variable. Now here str, I'll just give sid str underscore sid here. I will make it as roll number. These are our names, doesn't matter. I can just say roll. Here str underscore s name, let us call it as, and here str underscore marks. So we have retrieved it here. Now what we want is, we need to create a query. Now in this query, we had hard coded the values. We have physically written the values here, but these values has to be substituted from these variables. They have to substitute from these variables, these ones. So what we will do is, let us now make 6 has to be from strid. So I'm just removing the indentation part here because this query is going to take a long. So str insert into value. This value should be coming from this part. So what I will do is, I will just close the string. We'll use dot for concatenation. Then this variable. Then again dot. Again open the string, and I should have comma and a single quote. Then this one is roll number. Now let me just check in my in the database. What is the type of the roll number? Now you can see SID is also integer, roll number is also integer. Now, so what I will do is, we will not use quotes here. Roll number is also an integer. So we will have this as the string. We will again close the string. Now remember, this closing is for this part of the opening. So we had opened the string here. We closed the string here, appended with SID, then again appended with, again opening the string, comma, closing the string. Now this 105 has to come as part of the roll number. So I'll just copy this, and instead of 105, we will have dot, is this, again dot, again open the string. Opening the string, comma, and single quote, because this the CCC is the name here, and this name is defined to be of varchar or of a type string. So I'll just close the string, dot, again paste this, dot, I need to remove this, again open the string. What about the marks? Is it marks is double size, doesn't matter. So what we will have is, we can have there is no need, this quote has to be there because this quote is closing quote of a single quote. So this has to be there, comma, just close the string, dot, I think it is marks. Marks. Let me put this one as, so remove this, close the quotes, dot, marks. Marks and close. I'll just remove this word wrapping. Marks, and we will close this. So this part, dot, marks. Now this closing string, again dot, open the quotes. This bracket has to be closed because it has opened here. So this one, and then this semicolon is not part of the query. This semicolon is part of ending the PHP statement. So this is how your query will look like. This is how. You have to be very careful in how you append it. This was a proper, this was an integer. So we never used a single quote here and here. So it was just a comma, comma. This is also a, what do you call, integer. But whereas this is a string. So when this is a string, so we are opening with single quote and then closing with single quote. And obviously this is also integer. So we are just trying to, this is a double, this is no need to quotation marks, no need for quotation marks over here. So this will be the query which we have insert into, and then here it is the same thing. We don't have to change this function SQL query. We'll use this connection, and then this query has to be passed here, and finally the connection will be closed. So let us save this. Let us try to print. We will say print dollar result. Dollar result. Let us print this dollar result. We'll know what is happening, whether a query got executed or not. So let us save this. Now our register program is also, register.html is also saved. Now let us come back to this form. Now we will just refresh this form, and I'll just look at the source code to see whether it is going to a new register execute PHP or not. Now let us fill up here what we had is we had the values as SID as 156. Let me fill up another something else. Let's say 101. Sorry, student ID. Let us give it as 7 itself, and then roll number. Let's say what was the roll number? I don't. Let me use a unique one, not 105, 100. Let us use 201 because it's easier for us to distinguish. Then name as ABC, XYZ. And then say this same marks as 67.50. So when we submit this, you will get the result as 1. Remember that we are getting the result as 1. Now let us go to the database and see whether it has updated or not. Let me refresh this. Once I refresh, you can find that there is a new, what do you call, a row has been added. So are you able to get what is happening here? We are taking from the input from the user. So we have written HTML form. Then we are trying to create a PHP. So that is send that data to a PHP form. Inside the PHP page, we have written a database part. And now this database, when the query gets executed, is returning us 1. Are you able to see 1? So what we can do here is, instead of 1, we can say, let's say if dollar result result equal to let's say less than 1, we will just print something else. We will print let's say we will print success. We'll print success. If it's less than 1, let's say we will failed, we will print failed. Let's say insert failed, or let's say insert success. So we will not print the result here. Just I printed the result here to show you that this is an insert, so only one row gets affected. So we are having the output as 1. But if you are using update, sometimes you might I mean, you should have a flexibility to update. So you will write another form, and then in that form, what you will do is uh, you will take the values from the user, and then another different PHP will be there. Instead of insert, you would be having update as the query. Update set, if you are updating marks, set what do you call what was this marks or marks equal to, then dollar you will use, and that there you will have the update query. So sometimes what happens is in a table, suppose if you are updating a single, obviously again it will return one itself. But sometimes assume that I mean for the marks, everybody has to be given 5 more marks. So what happens, you will write an update query such that for everyone 5 marks will be increased. So in that case you will not get 1 over here. In that case you will not get 1 as the result. You will get the number of rows, those many rows, the number of those many rows which have been updated. So that is the reason I mean the result will return the number of rows affected in the database. So here we are having 1. So let us go back again. Let us try to insert something else. Let's make it as 8. Let's make it as 2. Let me have the name as something, and marks as, let us have it same. So when I submit it, now you will be able to find that we get insert. This is some output we are giving it to the user. Insert success. If there would have been any problem like the query, or for example, let us create a problem here. We'll look at the structure. SID roll number is 11. In the bracket it says 11. That means 11 digits can be there in the roll number. So what we will do is, roll number we will try to put a few more digits. And now let us try to execute. Now you can find here it says insert failed, and nothing has been updated in the database. You can see this is the previous one which says success. After that, nothing has been updated. So it says insert failed. So that is how you will be able to get the, what do you call, from the I mean, this is how you will be able to write a program to retrieve the values from the form and then insert it in the database. So is this okay with respect to? Yeah, we can. There is a question here. Why post method? We can. Can't we use get method? Yes, we can use get method. That is what I showed you yesterday. There is no problem. If you are using get method, just make it get over here, and in this PHP form, you just change it to get. I made it post because yesterday we have not seen an example of post. So that is why I made it post. Doesn't matter. You can have get here. But if you have get, what happens is all the values which you try to send it will be visible on the what do you call on the browser itself. So when you try to develop web applications, usually we don't use get, we use post methods. Is it fine? Okay. Now anything else? So I mean, what about the trying to retrieve this table? Will you be able to write it now? Retrieve this table? I think yesterday itself we have seen. Have you seen this file of selecting and putting up in the, yeah, we have this file. We already have this file. Yesterday we have already seen it. So what we will do, let's just try to go and open this file. I think it is db select something. Db select. And you can find that all the values which we have inserted is now present in the file. I mean, we are able to retrieve all the values which we have inserted. So this is how we will be able to insert. The same way you can update, you can delete also. Just the matter is of changing the query here. It's a matter of changing the query here. Obviously, for delete, you don't have to retrieve all these values. You just have to retrieve a single unique value. For example, the primary key of the database, that is in this case SID is there. So you just have to retrieve that SID and then perform that delete that query, delete from student where SID equal to so and so, as well as for update. So this is how you will be able to do things in PHP. Now, can we move to Java servlets, or sorry, the JDBC part? Any questions so far with respect to, or can I close this? Okay, let us now move on with the same concept of working with JDBC. Now, what I will do is, if you remember, when we were looking at Java part, we had something in program files, Apache Software Foundation and Apache Tomcat. Inside Tomcat, we had a web apps as the folder, and we already created, I mean, we have seen the examples of my student app. And here we had the form, as well as we had the classes. We had written so many classes for servlets. Now, what I'm going to do is, very first thing is, here itself I will create a Java file, not a servlet. I'll create a Java file. So just let me copy this. I don't want to create someplace else and then what do you call? Then again get it here, because we will be seeing the other things inside this folder itself, or inside this Apache itself. So now what we are trying to look at is we are trying to look at database connections, that is JDBC part, Java database connections part. So I'll just say my JDBC, let's say select first. This is not a servlet, remember, although I'm writing it here, but it's not a servlet. Now let me just open this file. Let me close the other, this PHP stuff. What about, where is the, oh, I actually, I think I have all closed this, what do you call, the browser itself, sorry. Let me just open this database. Now we will be using the same database, students database. Same, this one, WP, web programming test, and same students table database. So we will be using MySQL itself, and through a Java program, we will try to access these values. So I have created this my JDBC select. Let me just open it. Now, very first thing, this is not a servlet file, so I'm just removing those ones. I'll just name it as JDBC select. There is no need for extend. I'll just remove all this part. Okay. Now, what we need to import, very first thing is, we need to import java.sql package. Java.sql package. Like we are importing java.io, we have to import java.sql. And remember, it is not Java X. It is simply java.sql. Now the program will start with public static void main. Here you will have a string args of whatever name you can use. So now within this main program, we will be writing our JDBC code. This here we have main because it's not a servlet part. Now let us look at the program, servlet program. Now yesterday I showed you some jar file which is needed for us to execute it. So that jar file we will be using, obviously that jar file should be there in our code. The path for that class path for that jar file should be there. So we will let us look at that part of that jar code later. So here in this one, we will have public static void main, and then we need to now use certain statements. Yesterday we had seen the same MySQL, but that was with respect to PHP. Now in Java JDBC or Java database connectivity, we will be using Java statements. Now first and foremost thing is, let us use try. This one, try and catch. Try and try and catch. Now catch exceptions. I will handle the supermost exception itself. Here ex.print stack trace. Supermost exception itself we will handle. Inside this try, always remember this JDBC as your servlets, even the JDBC has to be written within try and catch block. Now here I will use static class with the name class itself. This provided in Java, class dot for name. Now this method, static method of this class for name, this is used to load our package in the Java program, in our Java program. Now loading is different from importing, though generally by in a layman's way we say that when we are importing, we are actually loading that package and all these files. No, that's not there. Loading is different from actually importing. So loading in runtime it happens. So let us try to give this one, and this has to be, we cannot give anything. It has to be the same string, com.sql.jdbc dot driver. D is capital N, driver. Now we cannot give any name as we feel like. It has to be same string. Now why this string? Because this string is for MySQL server or database, MySQL database. Suppose if I use Oracle database, here the string would be different. Here the string would be different. Is our this thing is recorded? Yes, it's getting recorded. No problem. So if I am using Oracle, here it would be a different string itself altogether. So it depends upon which database you are using. Rest of all the other statements will be same, except that you will change or you will load this driver depending upon your database, what you are trying to use. Now once we have loaded, like we had created a connection in PHP, the same way here we will be using, here we will be creating a connection using the connection class. Connection, let us say con equal to driver manager. Driver manager is a class. Driver manager dot get connection. Now in PHP there was no issue of uppercase and lower cases, but here this is Java. C for connection is capital, D for driver is capital, M for manager is capital, C for connection, get connection is capital. So get connection, and then you have to provide the string. This string is also what do you call? It's like a protocol. So it will be a string, and this string will contain the URL. This string will contain the URL. What URL? The connection to the MySQL server. So protocol will be JDBC colon MySQL. This has to be same. We cannot use as we feel like. Equal to equal to. Now the IP address of the what do you call our database server, where a MySQL server is placed. Obviously, I'm running MySQL server in this machine itself, so I will say localhost slash. If it is on a different machine, you have to give it in the network. You need to provide the IP address there instead of localhost IP address. Now slash. Then the next thing will be followed will be database name of the database. Now, if we look at it here, look at this database, we have WP test as the name of the database. So here we will use WP test. Then we will use question mark. Now, question mark, then we will provide user. Now, what was that user? Okay, let me go back to the PHP part, because there we had the username password there. So let us go back to WAM, and in PHP we already have tested with, let's open select itself. This was the username, WP test was the username. So here we will have user as WP test and password as password here was WP pass. Let me copy this, WP pass. And the third thing was the database name. So this format, this is PHP. So third thing was database name. This database name we are using it, here itself as part of the URL. So this is what we have. Now this should be same. This should be same for every for every database connection. Here localhost or IP address on which your web server or database server is, followed by slash and the database name. In this case, we are having the name of database as WP test. After that, we should have a question mark, then user. This is a user, database user equal to the username of the database, and this is a query string. This complete thing is a query string, and password. Password is the password for you, equal to the password for you. Now let us just close this method and semicolon, because it's a Java. We have to close the method and have the semicolon there. Now once this is created, we have to create a we have to create a statement now. Statement, let's say st statement equal to, and statement is created on a connection. So we will have con dot create statement. Now there are other types of statements also. One is a normal statement, the other one is prepared statement. Now this normal statement class we will use when we create a normal, like as insert into so and so queries. There is a prepared statement also, like prepared statement class. This also creates from it says create prepared statement. Now this one, create a prepared statement, is used for dynamically generating the queries in a batch. And we also have one more thing known as callable statement. Callable statement. Now this callable create callable statement. Now what this callable statement class does is, if you remember in your DBMS, you had something known as procedures, where you used to write SQL procedures. So when we have to execute procedures, then will be able to use callable statement. But for this one, we need just a statement here. So we will have statement, create statement. So why I'm telling you, because there are three types of statements: statement, prepared statement, and callable statement. Now after the statement, we will create a query. So let us say string, let's say str SQL. What would be the query? Let us say select query. We will first try to retrieve all the values. Select star from, I suppose the name of the table is students. Yes, students. Star from students. This is the query. Now once we have created the query, let us try to execute that query on let us execute the query on the in the database. So for that, so we have first created a connection, and using the connection we created a statement. Using this statement, we will be able to create we have a SQL query now, and we will execute this SQL query which is there in strSQL on this statement, on the statement object. So what we have to do is st dot execute query. Execute query is the method where we pass the query. So query in the sense, here we have SQL, what do you call str SQL. So we will use statement. So we have connection, we have statement. On the statement, we are using execute query and passing the query, which is select star from student. Now, when this query is, if this query is successfully or this query is executed, the result, execute query will give us the result. This result has to be stored in some object. So here, since the result is not in a numerical value, the result is entire table itself, like a matrix. So there is a class in Java JDBC, which is result set. R is capital, S is capital for result set. Let's just use RS equal to. So RS is an object now of result set class. So when this query gets executed, that is select star from student, the entire table, depending upon that query, values of entire table will be stored in RS. The RS is the object here. Now RS, we need to retrieve row by row. All the values row by row has to be retrieved. So we will use a while loop as we did it in PHP. But here the statement or condition will be different. While rs dot next. The next method will always try to retrieve the next. It's like a pointer which will retrieve the next row, which will point to the next row. So next, and so initially the pointer will not be pointing to the first row. It will point to a row before the first. So when we have first time, when we have rs.next, that means it will be pointing to the first row. So initially, the pointer for result set will point to not the first row, but a row before the first. Actually, there is no row there, but it's actually a header there. It points to. Now, once we have this rs, let us try to use system.out.println. Now here I said that this is not a servlet program. So I have, this is though we are saving and writing this program inside the servlet folder itself. but it's not a servlet program. It is a Java, a simple Java command line program. So we will use for the output system.out.println, and then we have to retrieve now one what do you call one statement, one row, one cell in a row at a time. So rs.net will give us a row. Now here inside this while loop, we have to now retrieve each element by element, or each attribute by attribute, or each column by column. So we can use rs.get. Now we have to look at the data types. Now if the first column, this data type is int, second also int. So if it is integer, then get int we have to use, get int. And we have to pass the column number. We can pass the column name also, like SID. Let me pass column name, or you can pass column number. Column numbers will start with 1, not with 0. So this we have retrieved the first value, and let us retrieve second, third, fourth. I think we have only 4 values. So next is also integer, but the third one is a string. It's a varchar, it's a string. The third one is a string, so we will retrieve 3, but here we will say get string. And fourth one is a what do you call, double. We can use int also, or we can use float, or we can use float. If we use int, what happens is all these there will not be any problem as such, but all these decimals will be converted to integers, and then only integer value will be displayed. So once we have done all this, let us try to close the connection at the end. So con was the connection out call dot close, con dot close. So this is how we write our program. Now let us execute this program. So for execution, we have to go to this, we have to compile this program. It's not like PHP that directly gets interpreted and executed. So let me copy this. Let me open a command terminal, because I have to, okay, I'm there in the directory. So I'll use the same Java C start.java for compiling the entire Java files. Now everything is compiled. Even my JDBC select is also compiled. My JDBC select, my JD select is also compiled. So we will just simply use Java to run this program. Java, what was that? I think it was JDBC select. Yes, my JDBC select was the program name. So just using this, now you will find that there is an exception I am getting, class not found exception. So the problem is now not with the packages what we have, what Java and all. The problem is with com.sql mysql.jdbc, that this driver, its a problem is with this driver. So that is why at the compile time we did not get any exception. At runtime we are getting the exception is class not found. This class is not found. So now what we will do is, yesterday I showed you what was that? Where was the jar file? Yesterday I showed you one jar file. So let me copy that jar file. And what we will do is, we will place that jar file in this lib, in servlets lib. That is mysql connector -java dot its version jar file. This jar file, I will place it here. Now you can place it anywhere, it doesn't matter. But let me place it in lib folder. Now what I will do is, I have to provide this path. I have to provide the path, class path. So what I will do is, I will select my PC and properties. Here I have advanced system settings. and inside advanced system I have environment variables. Now I can create a user variable. It's much better. We do it this one. What do you call system variable? So class path is there. So in this class path, I will edit it. Don't delete or don't create a new class path. Edit the existing class path. In this class path, like as we had provided the jar file for servlets, we will also provide the jar file for this jar file, SQL connector jar file for JDBC connection for my SQL server. Remember, so I'll just copy this path, and here in the new, I'll just paste it slash and then the file name itself, the entire name of the file itself. Keep it the name as it is. Don't try to change any version or something. Paste it here. Dot jar. Extension is jar itself. So let me close this. Let me close this as well as let me close this one. Now what I will do is, again we need to open this command prompt, because class path variable has to be updated. So here, where were we? Sorry, I closed by mistake. I closed the Apache program itself. So here in web apps, my student, and this one we had this class here. So in this, I'll just copy this path. I'll just open command prompt once again. Let me come into this directory, and then let me compile this again. It doesn't matter, we have not made any changes. And then let me run this once more. Sorry, run the, what do you call, my JDBC class 5. Now when I am running it, you are able to find all the values have been retrieved. Now this is, I'll just let us do one thing over here. What we will do is, we will, after all, we will provide a blank line, system.out.println rs dot no, not r, just a blank line, just a blank line. So let us save this file. Let me compile once more, and then let me execute this. Now you are able to find that this is the values which we have entered. It's getting displayed. So we have used a Java program. We have used a Java program, and this Java program, we have created a class. In class, we have loaded the drivers which is needed to connect from a Java file to or a Java program to the MySQL database, and then we created a connection using the string, or the connection string, what we call it, which contains the IP address, or which contains the location of the database server, along with the username and password and the database. Then after creating connection, we created a statement, and then we created a query, and we executed this. We executed the query on the statement, which returned us, using the execute query as the method, which returned us the result set. So once we got the result set, we are trying to use while loop, and we are trying to browse each and every row at a time using rs.next. And then once we are in a row, we are trying to retrieve one value at a time, and then display it on the screen. The same way, instead of select, you can also have a insert using JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. Now, what we will do is, we will not see insert from a standalone program, or we will not look at this select. We have seen the select standalone, and we are getting this result. But what about the result on the web page? So to have, like in PHP, how we had seen, a table tag we used displayed all this thing on the web page. So for doing that, obviously we cannot this is not the JDBC part with respect to just the standalone Java program is not feasible for web programs. So to do that, what we need is we need some mechanism to be implemented in what do we call implemented in our servlets or JSP. Whether it's servlets or JSP is the same thing, servlet. So we will look at this select part in terms of what do you call our servlet, so that on a web page we will be able to get this data, display this data. So as far as your syllabus and all is concerned with respect to JDBC or with respect to database connectivity using JDBC, this program is more than enough. Or the explanation that is creating connection, statements, exit queries, and all these things is more than enough. But as a web programming subject, we will go into a little depth or detail of accessing the database from the client, that is from a web browser. Accessing the database or access or manipulating, inserting something from the database, like what we have seen today for PHP. We'll do it from the web interface. One more thing is the PHP program, what we have seen for interacting from the web till storing in the database and retrieving it, that or this servlet, or once you see servlet, it will be easy for you to do JSP also. So from a servlet, when we see this the same type of an example, these things will help you in your project and your final year project. So these things are going to help you because somebody might be creating web applications or web-based things where you will be using servlets or PHP or Python or something. So there it will be useful for you. So what we will do is we will keep this program as it is. We will not change this program. We will create a new servlet. We will create a new servlet. In classes folder, we will create a new servlet. Let me just copy and paste this. Let me take this my servlet program, Java, copy it, and we will say let's say J, my servlet select, I will give the name. Or my select itself, I will give the name. My DB select, let us call DB select. My DB select. Oh. My DB select. DB select is the name I'll give. Now in this my DB select, obviously import is to be the IO should be there. Java X servlet should be there. Java X servlet HTTP should also be there. Apart from that, we have an import SQL. So I've just copied this and paste it here. Import XML. So I'm just copying that and pasting it here. Let me just try to do it side by side. अरे यार क्या मुसीबत. Okay, is this visible? Two programs side by side. Okay. So now we have already written this this Java. So I'll just copy this import java.sql and paste it here. The rest of them doesn't matter. Now this servlet class, obviously I have given the name as my DB select, I suppose. So I'll just change it to my DB select. This remains the same. HTTP servlet, everything remains the same. Now here we are creating, let us not create a session object. Obviously, if you have it, doesn't matter. There is no problem as such. And all these things I'll just remove. I'll just remove all these things what we were doing with respect to previous stuff. So now what we have is, here also we have try and catch, and then we have a print writer out. We need this to create HTML content, and that's all. Closing HTML and the body. And now at this place we have to have the code of JDBC, which retrieves the values and then displays on a give us the result. So inside this is okay, no problem. This class and all, it is within try. So I'll just copy all this till result set. I'll just copy all this. Here in this program, what we will do it is, we will just paste it after print writer. We will try to just paste it after print writer. So this is our program. I'm not writing any new statements, remember that. I'm just using whatever we have written it here. Now after we get result in the result set, all in the result set, while loop we will take up. I'll just copy this while loop. I'll copy this while loop as well as closing the connection also, and all this thing has to be done within this, after this body. So I'll just paste it here. So that's all. Now I just need to make few changes in my servlets. So let me here, what we just have to make few changes, nothing more. Now this is there. I'll just close the connection over here. It's much better that once we have the entire HTML part, we'll close the connection. Now we cannot use system.out. You just have to use out.println. So I'll just remove all the system.out. I'll just have out.println. This is what is normal servlets, what we were doing. And this object is not part of system. Object is part of print writer. That is the object which we have created, this object. So we have removed it. There's no problem. Will work fine. So let us save this. So what we are doing here, we are now incorporating the code which we have written as a standalone JDBC program into our servlet, so that from a servlet we will be able to connect to a database and get the results. Now here, this is select. Sorry, this is select. So my DB select. Now I will copy this my DB select. Let me first save this file, and here this is Java servlets. So we have to go back. We have to open this web.xml, and then this web.xml file we have to create so many mappings. So let me create a copy this. So let me have this. Let me create a mapping for this part. Let us say give this name my DB select. Here also my DB select. Here also my DB select, and URL pattern also my DB select. Let me close this, and what do we have to do now? Nothing. We just have to compile this file. Let us compile all the Java files. Star.java. There is no error as such. So this is a perfect file. Now let me open the command prompt, and I think it's D drive program files. Let me start the server. What do I do to start the server? Just start.bat. Apache Tomcat web server is starting. Okay, it has already started. Now, do you remember the port number which what we were using? I think it was 9090. So let me use 10 dot this one. Dot 10 dot what was that, 4:9090, I suppose, slash. Yes, this was the manager. So manager, what was the name? Now I forgot the password. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let me go back. I can check it even if you forget it sometimes. Oh, this is PHP. This is not. This is not. This. Where is our servlet? No, this is servlet itself, not PHP. So if we forget these passwords, let us go to the conf file, and Tomcat users are there. Let us open this users. Now you can find at the end. Okay, this thing. My username is Tomcat and password is Tomcat. Yours might be something else. So this is the way. If you forget the password of your Tomcat, just go open up in the conf folder. Open up a Tomcat users directory. Sorry, XML file, and then browse till the end. You will find the username password. So okay, fine. We are here. This my student app is there. Let me reload this app. I've reloaded this app. Now what has to happen is we have to now let us run the what do you call 9090 slash my student something was there. My what is the our application? It's my student app. We have our application as my student app slash, and we had something known as my db select. Let us run this. So now are you able to get the entire the result what we got it on our command prompt over here in a standalone program? We got that same result on a web browser. But this is not formatted part. So what do we do for formatting this? We will not change the core of our core statements of connecting a database and so and so. We'll not change those core statements. But what we will do is we will try to create a statement out.println where we will be sending table. We will be sending the table tag. And this table tag, let us say that we copy and paste it here. And this table tag closes over here. And now here also, what we will do it is, since this while loop is for the entire row, so we will have out.println, and then here we will start a row. We will start a row tag, and once this is done, instead of this println, we will close that row tag. We'll close the row tag, and all these things are part of your uh, part of the cells, are part of the column values. So we will just open up string, concatenate here. At this place also at the end, open concatenate. Here what we will pass is td. This is a td tag. And here what we will do is close the td tag. Close the td tag. So at every place I'll just copy and paste this part. That is each cell we are trying to create. And over here, let me just copy and place this part. Now let us save this file, compile it, and we will reload the our program. So now we will refresh this. You will find that it is created. Obviously table doesn't have a border, so that is why border is not displayed. So let us give here border as 1. Let me save this. Obviously we have to compile it. That is what is a problematic things with servlets and Java, though these are not the cases with your we have to reload it again. So this is not the case with PHP or other languages. So that is why people are moving towards PHP and other for web programming, though Java provides much more flexible things. So this is how you are getting the result that the entire table has been displayed. Now what we will do is we will quickly use quickly try to see the insert statement of how we can use it in servlets and JDBC. We had already created, uh, where is my PHP? Let's go to the WAMP server, and in www my web, we had already created a register form, register, copy. Let us copy this, and let me get it in our what do you call, servlets. So web apps is there, and my student app. Now, since it's an HTML, we have to place it in the root of the directory, our application. So register is there. Now let me open this register. Here what I will do is, we will not send it this way. What we will do is, let us open another form, this one. Here we are using my student. So I'll just take up my student, and this file I'll change it to my student slash. Let us call this servlet as my let's say my register, exec. Let us use my register. Let us call my register exec. So in the web INF in classes, this is the my JDBC select. I'll just copy this, paste it here, and this name, I will give the name for the class as this way, and this is the file what we have it. Just let me open this file and change the class name here. Let me close the other stuffs which are all. Let me save this register also. This is important because we will now be seeing the register file. So this register.exe is the file which we have to now use the insert command. So all these things will be same, except that the string, SQL string, instead of select star from, will change, and here also while loop will not be there. Now what do we have to do before creating a string? We have to retrieve values from what user is typing. Where is user typing? On a register form. So this was register form. So we need to retrieve values SID, S roll number, so and so. So if you remember, we have, let's say, string, let's say str underscore SID equal to, what do we do? Oh, sorry. This is, oh, sorry. We'll not do it here. Where I just made a mistake in copying pasting. This is not the file. What I did, I don't understand. Where is my, okay? This is not the file. This is not the file. Let us, actually I copied my where was my JDBC select. Instead of that, I should have copied my DB select, because this is servlet, and we have to work on a servlet. So we will be copying this. Let me copy this, and then the name I'll give it as my register exec. So I made a mistake in copying the file. I should have taken a servlet. So let us make changes in this file. So this file, we will have class name as my register exec. So this will be a servlet, and we will be calling a servlet over here from. Now this servlet has, we don't need the next statement. We don't even need a table statement. Just let us have a body part. Now we will look at this statement later, as well as the string. We will look at it later. Now, very first thing is we need to retrieve the data. So data is retrieved using get parameter, if you remember the previous one. So let us say str underscore sid, let me use, equal to our request is req object, req dot get parameter. In get parameter, we have to provide the string. Now the string here is sid itself. So let us take paste sid over here. Now what I will do is I will make 4 copies of this. The second one will be S roll number. Second one would be the S roll number. Third one would be S name. S name, and fourth one will be marks. That is what we did in PHP also, but the statement was different. So here this is SID. So this is, let's these are our what do you call? This is our strings. So we can give any name to our variables. Let's say S name itself, and here SI marks itself. So this is how the thing that whatever user types in this form gets retrieved in these variables. Now let us try to create a query. This query will not be a select query. It will be insert into students values. Open the bracket, close the bracket. Now in this values, what should we pass? We should now pass str id. So I'll copy str id. Now here, close the string. Close the string, plus use the concatenation operator, plus open the string, comma. So instead of that, let me do one thing. What I will do is, I will just write some values here. Assume that we are inserting value 4, comma, roll number is 101, comma, in single quotes obviously. Let me say ABC is the name we are inserting, and then marks as 45.40 we are inserting. But this will execute. This query will definitely execute, doesn't matter. But it should not be hard coded. It has to come from user. So what values are coming from user stored here? So we will use strid, and instead of 4 over here, we will, and obviously this is for string. Single quote is for a string inside the query, and this double quotes is for the string, the Java string itself. So here, instead of 4, we will just close the string, use plus concatenation operator, paste the variable, string variable, plus, again open string, the 4 has comma should be there, close the string, plus second thing str roll, plus again open string, remove this, comma should be there, and even the single quotes also should be there. After single quotes, again close the string, plus what do we have here? S name, have S name over here, and then plus open the string, closing of the single quotes for query, semicolon, comma, and then again close the string, plus we have to, last thing is marks. Instead of 45, we will use marks, plus again open the string, and then close the brackets. So this is very important. Even in PHP, I told you about that, how you try to concatenate is more important. Then the last thing is obviously closing the brackets, and this one, semicolon is not part of the query, but it's a part of the Java statement itself. Now this is the query which we have created. Now we will not use query, execute query, because in JDBC the term query means you are getting what do you call the result in a set or a collection. That is what query, and query only works for select statements. In JDBC, I'm talking about. Whereas in your PHP, it's a different concept itself. And the next thing is, but this is insert. So for select statement in JDBC, you will use execute query. But for insert, update, or delete, you will be using execute update. Execute update and pass the query. This execute update will not return us a set, a result, complete result. So it will only return us a number, the same thing of how many rows have been manipulated. So let us use int k equal to, and then here what we will do is, if k is greater than 0, we will have the out statement as insert success. Else, same condition, same type of thing we are using here. That is the condition whether if it's greater than k is greater than insert success. Else we will say insert failed. Now let us compile this program. Let us save this program. Where is it? No, not here. Here. Let me compile this program. We don't have any errors. But what we need to do now is, since we have created this register exe, is that the file? Yes. Register exe file we have created. So we have to go into web apps. Web.xml. And we need to create this. What do you call? Servlet tags for this part. So I'll just replace everything with this my register exec, and then let me close this. And now what we will do is we will reload the server. We will reload the server. Now here, let us keep this as it is. But in this case, we will have the in a new tab we will open register.html, I suppose. Yes, this is the file. Let me just view page source to know that it's going to my register exec. So everything is fine. Now this gives the output. Let us use 9 as the ID, and then roll number, let me use 301. Name, let us use ABCD. Marks, let us use 67, whatever marks. Let me submit it. Now post, okay. Now we are using get parameter. So let us try to now here instead of this do, we will use get, or I can use get here. I can change get here, or in this case I can change do post, make it do post here. So let me, if you have to make do post, I have to recompile it. Let me use get here, but in this case itself, I'll change the method from post to get. So let me save this file. Let us come back again. Let me refresh this, and let me insert 9. Let me insert that 3 not whatever, some name and some marks. So you can see that we have got insert success. When we come here, let us refresh this. You will find a 9th element created, a 9th row created, whatever it is. So this is how you will be using a form to. You can use a form where you can take the input from the user, and that input goes to the servlet first. In the servlet, in this servlet, we retrieve the values of what user has typed in. Then we will create then we will have the database part, that is the JDBC. You can store it. So this was all about how to access the database and how to manipulate the database from PHP as well as from Java using servlets. Is this so? This is what all we have for the database access. Any doubts? Actually, I thought of taking this for 45 minutes and all, but anyway, we had spent some useful time in looking at the database. I mean, from the form, how to access the database or connect to a database, store in a database for PHP, as well as we have seen JDBC and this servlets part also. So actually, the servlet is an extra part with respect to your theoretical issues, as well as in lab also. You just have a JDBC program. It doesn't say servlet or something. So that is what I remember, but I don't know. Once the college opens, we will just look at that lab issues. So anyway, so this was the thing with respect to the data. I mean, connections with the database or accessing database from PHP or JDBC. I mean servlets. Then the same thing we can use it. Uh, have what do you call? The same thing can be done using JSP. Absolutely, there will not be any changes here. You can just copy the all these things and all this parameters part, except that for JSP instead of REQ you need to use request as the full thing. That is what we have seen even in practical as well a practical way. So that is you can also do it in JSP. So this is what we have for the access database access. Now there is a question here. Let me just look at that question. So can you please explain database access with Python also? I would do it, but the thing is, don't get into too much complications, because Python is not needed. Database access for Python is not needed for this subject. I mean, this syllabus. Though it's needed for web programming, but it's not for this one. So unnecessary. Don't go into the details of how to access Python for this subject I'm talking about. But as you are asking for Python, database access through Python, I think you are. Uh, I mean, uh, I mean, I don't think so. It's is it? I mean, it's for this course. I think you are asking this for some for your what do you call project, or for your learning experience. Is it so, or are you asking for this course? Is it for this course you are asking database access with Python? Okay, for learning. No problem for learning. We will not take up over here. I will create an what do you call a YouTube video. Though most of my Python things are there on YouTube. So I'll just create a database access through Python. How to access database through Python on a YouTube video. Just go through that video. I mean, I have to create it. I'm not saying it is there. I have to create it. So I'll create it and upload it, and I'll let you people know. Then you can just watch that video. And if you have any questions, you can please ask me over the WhatsApp or whatever it is. So we will not take a Python database access as part of this class. I'll create a video, I'll upload it on YouTube, I'll let you know. You can watch it there. If you have questions, just let me know. Anything else? Any other question? Any other questions? I think I have only uploaded the online videos for Monday, Tuesday's class. I don't think I uploaded for Wednesday, Thursday, or even today's class. I mean, today obviously is not yet over. So whatever is missing online videos, I'll be uploading in Google Classwork or Google. What is this? That Google Classroom. And then what else is there? Any update will be there on the Google Classroom itself. Once you open it, you will find all the what do you call latest postings and all. You just try to submit your whatever assignment, what assignment, the quizzes and all those things. Try to submit. Anything else? Any other question? Or okay. I'll also upload these files. I'll also upload. I have not done yesterday and all, though I have uploaded what do you call uh, what was that? JSP and servlets. But I'll do for Python, PHP, and these things also. I'll do it. You will find it on the student resources. Not student resources. Sorry, Google Classrooms. In Google Classroom, you will find it. And some people are also asking about the first class test marks and all. I am not able to. I did not search for that. What do you call the email? Actually, I received the email. On that email, there was a Google what do you call sheet where we had to enter all that marks. I have not done it yet. I'll search it and then let you post it on a classroom itself or post it individually. I'll just do that. I'll find out and post the first class test marks. And I'm just waiting for the what do you call all of them to this what is this join this classroom. I think still there are some people left out. I don't know why or why. I mean, they're not interested in joining Google Classroom, or uh, they don't know itself. I don't know the reason. Just let me just go through here. Class strength is 67 and only 60. Just couple of people have. Okay. Are you people able to see this screen? Google Classroom student screen? Now, can anybody uh, know who this Sheikh Aisha Mohsin is? Does anybody know who she is? And today morning itself, is he here still? He has left, I think. This person, what do you call? What is this? Some 51 roll number something? I think. Royesh. He has also not joined. So these are the only two. Yeah. Can you please inform her? Can you roll number 3? Can you please inform her to join Google Classroom, because she will be missing out the assignment. And please inform that person. Today I told, he said yes, he will be doing that. No, why? Because why I'm saying this, because do you look at, are you able to see these grades? So all your assignments and all your quizzes are here. So if you don't submit, I'll not be able to evaluate things. So just I'm waiting for everyone to submit these quizzes. I mean, submit things. Otherwise, what happens? I have to make this blank and then evaluate it. So just inform. And those who are sent, I mean, uh, the quizzes, especially the quizzes, quiz 1, 2, 3, 4. Those of them who are sending it late, submitting it late, don't worry. For example, here this person, Afraz, it says done late, done late, done late. Don't worry about that. But this is who is this Karthik? I don't know. Just let me. This roll number 34. Can you please? Can you people please inform this roll number 34 that he has not submitted quiz 4, quiz 2, quiz 1. He submitted only quiz 3. All these things are missing. So just try to find out this person also, Zamiruddin. He has not submitted quiz 1. So just let your friends know that they have to submit using Classroom. And obviously the date for some what was the date I said about assignment? 14th. I think 14th was the date we have changed it for assignments. So just complete that assignment before that. But the quizzes, what is the last date for this quiz? Quiz 5? Quiz 5 is released? Oh no, quiz 5 is not released. Quiz 3, tomorrow is the due date, no problem. Most of them ask. Quiz 5, just let us release quiz 5. Due date, we will keep it Sunday 10th. Sunday 10th, due date. Just I'm releasing quiz 5 also because we have completed this. Just try to submit quiz 5 as well by 10th. So complete quiz by 5 by 10, and just inform others who have not who has not completed or their quizzes are missing. Just inform them, because after 10th I'll just run the program, and not run the program actually. I'll just send the evaluation part. So once I grade this, what happens is everyone's will get graded. Those who have not submitted will be the Google will place 0 over there. So that is why I do that by the end of this Sunday, because after that I will be evaluating quizzes. The other thing, assignment you submit by 14th. That is next the coming the Thursday. It's 6 or 7 days more. Okay. Is there anything else? If there is nothing, then let us end the session. Now, as far as the syllabus is concerned, I am not having any more scheduled online classes. But if you have any doubts, or if you have any questions, you can send me a WhatsApp. You have my number, as well as I'm there in the third years group. Now, sometimes if you feel like sending the WhatsApp and all is typing and all is hectic, there is no problem. You can email me also. I'll reply you accordingly, and so you can send me an email also. If you are getting any errors when you do it, just don't try to just say that I'm getting this error, that error. Just take a print screen of that error or whatever problem you are having, and then attach it in WhatsApp, or send it through an email, so that it will be easy for me to debug the issue or solve the problem. So that's all I think I have for these online classes. No new classes has been scheduled for online, though I was in future for this subject, though I am pressing and I am telling them, I would be trying to convince the other people, my staff, for having the online classes for completing the labs, the experiments what we have seen now. The same thing, the lab programs can also be completed this way. instead of coming to college and then doing it in class, in lab. So, but I don't know whether, because that is not feasible for each and every subject. So that is why I don't know whether what happens for labs and all. But anyway, as far as theory is concerned, there is no more theoretical classes scheduled. But if for labs something happens, or if we plan for anything labs and all, obviously a timetable will be given to you, and accordingly we can follow. But I'm not sure that will be done or not. So anything else is there, or can we just wind up this class? One more thing, if you people are having collectively any doubts or so, just or any errors and all, you can also post it in classroom, so that that doubt can be cleared by I mean that doubt can be, what do you call, can be accessible to everyone, or the answer for that doubt can be accessible to everyone. So that's all I have. uh, if any doubts from your side, just can let me know, or we will just end this class. If there are no doubts, let us wind up. No problem. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let us wind up. Thank you. Actually, I should be thanking you people for, actually, I should be thanking you people for having patience to sit and listen. Anyway, thanks everyone.